And welcome to the Geeking Poetic Podcast channel. I'm one of the hosts, Larry Roberts.
I'm Vito.
And I'm Megan.
Yeah, Megan, all the way back there, little bitty thing. It's just weird kind of forced perspective thing going on.
I'm already tiny and you guys do this to me. Thanks.
I know. I'm sorry. It just makes me and Vito look even bigger. But we're doing this today. We wanted to get this angle and all this stuff because we're doing something special. We are excited to talk about our new toy. But it's not really a toy. It's an amazing piece of machinery that has made podcasting so much better for us, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
And what is this, Vito? What is
this? This is the Zoom PODTRAK P8.
Yeah, it's awesome. What this basically is an all-in-one recording unit for you to do on the go if you wanted to, or in a little studio like we have here, to record your show, to do your podcast. It has everything you could pretty much need. All you need is headphones and a microphone to plug into it, and
a couple of cables
and an SD card, and you are like ready to go. I mean, we are so excited about this. We previously had been doing it kind of old school, right? We had the old mixer going
into a laptop and then having to dump it down to a desktop to switch the audio and all that.
All this kind of stuff, having to like add in all our sound effects and intro and outros and background music, doing all that in post. No more. We don't have to do any of that anymore because we can do it all on here. You can edit, you can add sounds on the fly, you can do all sorts of stuff with this. And we're just really excited about this because it's kind of new. The idea of having a podcaster unit isn't new. There are other brands that have done things similar to this, but what brought us to the Zoom? I mean, I know we were looking at different ones, but we saw this and this really caught our attention. What were some of the things that made us excited about this?
I think the main thing is you can edit everything on the actual machine itself instead of transferring it to something else. And like you said, adding all those sound effects and little bumper things we have in our shows, we literally just have to hit this sound pad, which we'll go into in a little bit, and it records right when you press it. So there's no going back and adding it later or, oh yeah, at this time code, I got to remember to add that in. Well, you just added it in and now it's there forever.
It's awesome. It's really exciting getting to use it. It's blocking Megan completely out of the video, but
it makes it look really huge, but it's really not. It's very compact.
Yeah, it's super portable, and it runs on a power cable here, like 9-volt cable, but it also has a compartment in the back that it runs on batteries. What kind of batteries is it?
AA.
Okay.
I believe 4.
I think it's 4 AA batteries.
For what, up to 2 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, so that changes things incredibly for us because we've always sort of been beholden to having to be here in the studio when we want to record, and we've done things like go out to conventions and stuff like that because our channel is dedicated to geeky stuff. We talk about pop culture stuff like superhero movies and outer space stuff and dinosaurs and all sorts of nerdy stuff. That's kind of our thing. If you can't tell by looking at us that we're a bunch of nerds. So we like to go and do things like go to conventions like the Wizard World Convention and C2E2 and all this kind of stuff. And we go to these things, and it would be awesome if we were able to record like while we're there. Either like bring it into the convention or have it in our vehicle so we could talk, or outside and interview people outside and all that stuff. Well, that was never really an easy possibility before. We'd have to do it with like our cell phones or something, and or
have a background noise in there.
Yeah. And in the past, I mean, that's the great thing about Zoom is always been about portability. They have their handheld units, which is great for recording audio and stuff, but then it was still not to the level that this is, where we can have multiple microphones going in there with this kind of audio quality. You can hear, obviously, the quality. We're recording on this right now. So everything you're going to hear in this video, the audio was done with this. It's a real game changer. So without yapping more and more about this just kind of randomly, like Vito, let's just get into some of the main features of this. I know.
So we got some notes here.
Touchscreen.
Yeah, touchscreen is great. You can use that for interfacing for all your editing, EQing, all the settings. Just done right on this touchscreen right here.
Yeah.
Now you've got 6 mic inputs, which do accept XLR only. but you have phantom power, so you can use literally any kind of microphone as long as you have an XLR cable for it.
Right.
You can also have the ability to have a call-in guy or a woman, guy or girl. They can
alien. It could be an outer space alien if they're calling it from space. Could be undersea, water creatures. I mean, if they've got, I don't know if they got some kind of water phone or something like that, they can call in and talk to us because we're always talking about them. But yeah, it's great. We've got the option to be able to take callers easily now into this, and the quality.
Something we could never do before.
Right.
Yeah, the quality is really, really good, because sometimes you've seen on other shows and stuff where they've had call in and it sounds poor. You're struggling.
Yeah, it's great. And you can have up to 2 callers at a time. So one could be on a cell phone, and one could also be through the internet, which you would just plug a USB cable up to the top, and that shares one of the, I believe, channel 6 is the USB call-in, which shares the microphone there.
Yes.
And then the phone has its own separate channel. You can also do Bluetooth as well. There's like a Bluetooth adapter that Zoom sells. So if you want to do that, you can also, or not, you can have just an audio cable from your phone right into that channel, which is awesome. And then anybody who calls in, there's this mix minus feature, so they won't hear themselves and that weird feedback and delay that you can sometimes get on call-in shows.
It's always
like on the radio
problem.
station.
Yeah.
Like, turn your radio down.
Right.
We don't have to worry about that.
No, they don't hear any of that, so
Nice.
It's great. It's like they're in the room with you, so it's awesome.
That makes a big difference, because I don't know, sometimes it takes me out of it when I'm listening to some of these shows and you just get some really crappy call that comes through and you're struggling and you're trying to rewind. I go, I didn't catch what that guy said. So this makes your life so much easier. So another big question people are probably going to have is, when you're recording all this on here, how are you saving that those files? How are you saving all that kind of stuff?
So on the top, there's a little trap door that an SD card goes into, just a normal size SD card. The only thing you have to do is you have to format it inside the machine itself before you can use it, because it needs to put some settings, and it actually comes with the sound effects already pre-built, so it'll format those on there as well. So that's really all you have to do, and then you can transfer that SD card to your computer, or you can use the USB cable to transfer to the computer and dump files that way, back and forth as well. And also there's a sound pad here that we'll get into that's up to 36 pre-programmed sounds.
And that was one of the main reasons we wanted to get this thing as well, is because on our channel we don't just do one show. We have multiple shows where we one's like a game show kind of trivia contest. Another one is like a pop culture news show. And because of that, we have all sorts of different sound effects. We have little bumper things going in and out. We have commercials. We run, a lot of you know, if you have channels like ours, you have advertisers during your show. You run commercials in there. So we have that all in here. And like I said before, we used to have to do that in post. Not anymore. It's great. And as you said, you can use the SD card not only to record onto, but you put a bunch of your sound effects on the SD card. It's really easy to just push the button, drop it in there, assign banks to it. And 36, I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're such goofballs. We'll fill it up easily with.
We need more space.
Yeah, exactly. But that's still plenty, really, when it comes down to it, for most of what you do. And if you don't like it, it's easy enough to just push the button, empty it, fill it up with something else. And that's the other thing. This thing has great built-in sound effects. There's all sorts of cool stuff. Like here. Fancy. Listen to that. How about?
You need a good rim shot, man.
Yeah, we use that one a lot, believe me. So it's got all sorts of sounds. Megan. See, that's how we cue Megan in there, you know. So it's got all sorts of stuff, and then we have things that we ourselves added in here, like we have things like that. And then if you don't want to hear that, or if it's too loud,
You're listening to the
you can fade it out or put it loud.
free podcast entertainment.
So much control over that. And it, again, being able to do that on the fly is amazing and such a time saver, because I don't know about all of you out there, but editing drives me crazy. It can be fun sometimes, but it can be really tedious. So this just eliminates so many steps that you have to do in post after you've recorded your show. And especially if you're trying to get things out in a timely fashion, this makes a big difference.
And as far as post-processing, this also has post-processing stuff in there as well. So you can have some bass and treble, basic EQ stuff on the actual tracks.
Yes.
There's a normalize function, so they actually bring up the audio to a level playing field. So if somebody's a little bit more quiet, it should bring them up to normal level with the other people. And
It's always
That's me. I'm always more quiet.
Yep. Small and quiet.
And then when you save those tracks, you can have the option of saving them with all that post-processing on there, or a separate file that's just the raw audio file with nothing on there. So you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
One of the things I'm really liking about this is there's a marker button on there that lets you track things to go back and edit out later.
Yeah.
It's super important for us because, man, when we do a show that could be like an hour and a half, it's like, when was that part where Larry said that funny thing and then we all laughed real loud? Well,
Or when was that? Yeah. Or when was that? Well, when was that part that Larry said something completely inappropriate and we just need to
We need to exit completely.
Yeah. Or said something that really pissed off Megan, and so we need to edit that out. Yeah, that happens a lot, I think. Unfortunately. But yeah, it's cool. They've got this button right here. It's down here next to the play pause button. When you hit that, it'll actually make a marker note during the recording, right?
Yeah, and then when you go into the editing section, you'll see that little marker there, so you know, oh, that's the spot. So you can easily go in there, edit that chunk out, or just remember that time code later if you need to.
And again, you can edit on this machine. You don't have to dump this into a DAW to do your editing if you don't want to. Everything can be edited on this. So again, if we're on the fly, if we're out somewhere doing a podcast on the road kind of thing or something, and we want to
edit in the car.
Exactly. You really can. As long as you've got headphones and all that to be able to hear it back.
As far as plugging in, it actually has main output. So if you're doing like a live show, which we hope to do one day,
Yes.
you can output that to the PA speakers at your event or whatever, and that's an awesome function to have.
Right. So it works as not only an actual recording mixer, but a live audio mixer as well simultaneously. And again, I mean, I just can't get over how much we can do with this thing. It's incredible.
Another feature I'm really liking, guys, is the on-air button, because that means I can get back into my producer role, which I was supposed to be in the first place.
Until we dragged you on.
Yeah, then you put me in front of the freaking camera. But that allows us, if we hit the on-air button, I could be talking to you guys through the headphones, saying you're too far away from the mic, or you forgot to bring this up, or you're running out of time, or something like that, to keep you guys on track without it actually being on the recording.
Right.
It's really cool.
It's just
awesome.
a button here that you can see. It says on air, and then you just turn it off. It'll turn the light off, or you turn it back on, and you can be heard. Yeah, so if you have somebody acting as a off-camera producer of sorts, then they can be doing that, directing us, telling us, saying, Larry, you look really stupid, or something like that, or you sound like an idiot.
Stop
Shut up.
slouching.
Exactly. No, I need that. I need somebody to tell me that, because I do that all the time. And fix your damn hair, those sorts of things. Then you have that option. I mean, this is really like a little studio, like a proper recording studio, because we've been in actual proper recording studios many times. And this has just about everything that we get out of a recording studio. Editing, sound effects, processing.
What more could you want from the little thing?
I'm sure there's things people could want. They're going to say, I wish you could do this and that. Well, you know what, people? Be happy with what you get, all right? Because that's the other thing. The price point on this was incredible. Now, we picked this up from Sweetwater.com. We love Sweetwater.
Yeah, Sweetwater's great.
Yeah, Sweetwater is great. Great online and store retailer for all audio stuff. And we picked it up from them. They had a great deal going. I think we didn't pay much more than $500 American, US dollars for this.
I think it was literally like $4.99.
Something like that. Yeah. So to get all of these features for $4.99 is just, to me, it's a no-brainer.
And you're going to spend that much money on your own mixing board.
Right, all the other little pieces that come together, it's all right here.
Yeah, and then you still need a computer or something to edit all that stuff, or programs to edit. So this is, it makes so much sense to just buy it for $500,
Right, and you can upload it from this basically right onto whatever platform you're putting your stuff out onto. So, man, that's something else. Yeah, so I don't know how much more you really need to say about this. I mean, we've gone through pretty much the basics of what you can do with this. You can hear that it's really good audio quality. The preamps inside there for the mics, really good quality.
Oh, yeah.
As always, in my opinion, with Zoom. Zoom is great. And it's user-friendly. I mean, it might look at first glance like there's an awful lot of buttons and knobs and pads and stuff, but we figured it out pretty quick, right?
Yeah, it didn't take you guys any time to figure this thing out. And the buttons, they're so pretty. They're all colorful. It's very, very pretty.
That's
Just saying. It's pretty.
That's worth the $500, right?
Absolutely.
Just the color. That's all you're paying for, apparently, is the colors. No, it's not true.
And the sound effects. Those sound effects are awesome. We use those so much.
That sound effect alone was worth the $500 we spent on this thing, man. We've used that so much so far.
We sure have. And we only just got this. So thank you so much for checking out our video. We're excited to talk about this product. Let us know what you think of it. If any of you have the Zoom PodTrack P8, you should let us know. Leave comments below. I mean, there might be stuff we don't even know yet.
Yeah, so if there's something you're privy to that we don't know about yet, maybe, because we're still checking this out. Like Larry said, this is still very, very new for us. Less than a week we've had this thing. Yeah. Let us know in the comments below, please.
Yes, please let us know anything. And let us know if there's things you want us to feature more. I mean, if you want to see another video of us demonstrating things more in depth, if you need some more guidance on that, maybe we'll take calls. We could do that. Yeah. We can take a caller in and all that kind of stuff, show you all that if you want, but you got to let us know in the comments. So make sure you leave a comment. Of course, we like thumbs up and all that stuff. If you have questions, if there's anything you felt we didn't cover, let us know that. As always, like, subscribe, hit that button, ring that bell, and then you'll be notified when we do more with the PodTrack P8. So thanks. Hope you enjoyed. We hope to see you again checking out more stuff from Geeking Poetic Podcast channel. I'm Larry.
I'm Vito.
And I'm Megan.
And we're out of here.
See ya.
Later.
Bye-bye.